Y'all are watching Bucks, Ammo, and Arrows, and this is another Ycf Airboats production, Young's Custom Fabrications. Sorry last time, I used my iPhone and didn't realize it was going to make a small video for part one of the build, but we are jumping back on it today, and we are going to try to finish the cage, all except for the wire. Still need our braces that go in this way, all the way around, and I've got the center hoop here bent and made up, so we're going to weld some tabs, figure out where this needs to go, get it mounted to the motor stand, and then we will build down to it. But I'm going to go open up my work trailer and get the welder and everything pulled out, and we're going to jump on it. Alright guys, so I've got a few of these tacked in right at the moment, and you can kind of do it at random, but when your side pieces come into your center hoop, you kind of want them to match up with these. You know, when it comes in from the side, be right where this one is, so it all looks uniform. So what I did was I started and went 5 inches up from the bottom, put my first bar, and then 15 inches to the next one, 15 inches to the next one, 15 inches to the next one. I put my one down there at 5 inches, and I'm working my way around, and as I work my way around I'm making sure I'm lining both of these hoops up so they're in line with each other so it looks right. That's where I'm at with it right now. I've got all my other pieces cut right down there under the ladder, and I'm just working my way around. Alright you guys, I got my son with me right now. It's a little difficult to work, but we've got our braces all the way around. I have to still mount my center hoop, but I can't really do so at the moment, as all y'all can see, because mom is busy. So this is where we're at. Right, Colty? Say hi, Colty. Yeah, you should show them how you dance. Sorry you guys, I totally forgot to start recording today. I've been messing with my boat. I had some boys who put my pacemaker ignition system on, did a terrible job at putting it on, so my boat ran great at idle, but when I got into the higher RPMs it ran like ass. It was not done by pacemaker people, so that's the problem. Pacemaker is a great ignition. The guy who designed it, his name's Darren. He did an awesome job. He stands behind his product. I've been talking with him all morning and getting it figured out. I had to build a new bracket for my sensor to go into. That's what I've been working on. But Zach's boat. What we did this morning was we got our tabs, our brackets for our tabs, welded our tabs in there. We bent our center hoop. I welded stainless bolts into the bottom so it can go through, and we pre-drilled it, weld our stainless bolts in our center hoop, put it on there, bolted it tight, and here's our center hoop. And we started building down from center to center, and from each one of our braces we got our bars coming out, and that's what we're working on now. Zach's pulling some more measurements for me, but that's where we're at with it right at the moment. It's coming together, it's looking good. Right now I just had him mark a center point from here to here, which is right here, so we're going to come off with our next bar to our next side brace piece, and that's where we're with it now. So we're going to try to get this cage somewhat finished up today and hopefully build up for his seat. He's brought a piece of aluminum, he brought a bunch more material for us. We are building this whole thing out of conduit, electrical conduit. If anybody knows a place where there's a wholesale in Central Florida for conduit, let me know, because we're going to Home Depot and paying outrageous prices for this freaking conduit, which ain't worth a darn in the first place, but it works well and it does the trick. But that's where we're at with it right now. All right, you guys, so we got Zach's bottom pieces in on his cage. Got his stuff all the way up to the top. Same thing on this side. Got it in, down and around. All his braces in. Looks really good. Been messing with my boat again. I remade my bracket for my sensor on my pacemaker. Pulled it out on the street and it still ran like poop over 2,000 RPMs. Under 2,000 RPMs it runs great, like a daggum sewing machine. So I think it's starving for fuel. So gonna get some starter fluid, run it up till it starts running like crap again, spray some in the bottom of the carburetor, and if it clears out, it's a fuel problem. If it doesn't, and there's maybe a bad intake leak, something. Got to figure it out. All right, you guys, so it's Sunday. We went out on my boat this morning. We went and ran it. Zach bought us some chicken from the Publix. There's the man right there with his new Fat Man seats he got from Speedy.
That's right, for the Fat Man.
That's about where we're at with it for the moment. Building his seat right now. And it's late in the afternoon. Again, we've been running my boat all day. First run since it's been rebuilt. Didn't do too bad. Got a few minor things I need to fix, a couple of leaks. Alright, you guys, so we got a seat cut and bent in there. I'm still going to add another brace in the back, kind of like an X brace for support, but I currently just ran on a wire and I got to put this new 10-pound spool on because I am out of wire. Alright guys, so I just welded one of his jacks in. Now we can cut this bar out because there's no need for it. The jack's now making sure it's good. Fixing to put another jack in towards the front, and that's where we're at with it. Alright guys, we got his front jack in. You guys already know we got the back in. We got his bar right here, and we're gonna put a flat plate tab, another flat plate tab, another flat plate tab, and put this oil cooler mounted right there. Now he's getting his flat plate for his tabs and his seat tabs.
Yes,
and
sir.
We're going to work on that. Alright, you guys, so we're going to call it a day. As you can see, the sun's going down. Zach's girlfriend's here to pick him up, so we're going to load the boat back on the trailer. What we did is I tacked in the bars for his oil cooler I gave him, and we put our gussets in here so it goes right to underneath the seat for support. And of course his front seat falls on his front leg here, or his middle leg, or whatever you want to call it. His seat, we got the flat plate for his tabs to mount his seat, but we won't get to that today. Got his jacks in. Again, we were airboating all day on my boat, so sorry I didn't bring you guys along. It was just a first run. I didn't know how it was going to run, and I didn't want it to run crappy on video if it did, but it did good anyway. So this wraps up Sunday today, and I will work on it sometime this week after work to finish up this video to post it for you guys so you can see where we're at. He needs to get another piece of 3/4 for his bottom rudder braces. We still have to put our braces in from here to the top, center, down there, and then from there to the center there, and then down to his bottom rudder brace. Alright guys, it's been a hot day today. I had my umbrella out, but we got some cloud coverage and it kind of looks like it might rain. It rained pretty good last night. But today I cut his floorboard piece out. It has not been riveted down yet. I put this extra bar right here in. I put in his top two for his diamond shape that's going to go on the back. That style and design actually came from Diamondback. I think that's where they got their name, because the back of their boats is a diamond. But a lot of people copy it. I didn't do that on mine. I went with a Hammett slash Al Davis design and kind of split the two, best of both worlds on my cage. But I've done that and welded that bar up in there and cut the floorboard out and set it on there. That's all I've done so far today. We're almost out of materials, so I'm going to try to get this brace down from here to down here on each side done, and we don't have the 3/4 that we need for down here because Zach thought, he was like, just let me do it, just let me do it, just let me bend it. So I told him, if you're so gung-ho, go ahead and do it, but that's our last piece. Oh, I'm not gonna mess it up. Well, he did it too short. So gotta wait for that. A few other things I might like to do today that I might not, and get this video update out to you guys. So as of right now, I'm gonna work on getting our 2 other braces in there to the cage and possibly something else, but right now I'm gonna work on just that. You guys, this is why it's so important I make it to 1,000 subscribers, because I need a lot more than 1,000, but it's a good start. It's raining. I got my umbrella over my welder. I have a shop I built right there, but I don't have concrete in it yet or power. So please help me get to 1,000 subscribers so I can keep doing this for you guys and videotaping it, because again, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't even videotape it. So that much being said, smash that like and subscribe button, and let's hope it quits raining soon. I'm not trying to give you guys all my secrets, but I'll give you this one. It's a good one. Do this when you're welding on pipe the same size of one another, even if the other one's just a little bit bigger. Either way, what I do with my pipe when I'm welding it, before I weld it, the best way to do this is have a vice clamps or something set to a certain size and just clamp the end of your post. But this works just fine too. Put it in the vise. Put it down in the vise, and then just smash it a little bit, not too much. Don't take the strength out of it. But when you do that and you put a little bit of bend to it, it gives you more surface to weld to, and it will give you a nicer weld, and you won't have to fill a gap. So guys, it quit raining. I got one of the braces in. You guys just saw me clamp this one. I got to stick it back up there, mark where it needs to be cut at, mark it, and squish it. So that's that brace in. It's coming together. All right, you guys, I got the other bar in. There's still so much to do. I don't know if I'm really going to do anything else today. I'm either going to come off of the motor stand with a tab and off of the cage here with a tab, or I'm going to put my tabs down here on the angle on the stringers and just do a little shorty tab, just to have something to bolt to, so when your cage is fully secure. It's close to a moving propeller, so it's pretty important that you get your cage to where it ain't gonna move when you're running dry ground and hitting wakes off of people's boats and stuff. You don't want this to shake or anything to happen, so it's just really good that you get it mounted up in there good. I've also went over a few welds I hadn't finished. A lot of this stuff's only really welded on one side with a tack on the back, but the ones that I've been seeing today as I'm welding other stuff, I've been welding them on as well. Like these back sides here, got all welded. They were only welded on the front side. Welded that all the way around. Hit these also. Same with this side. I just hit a bunch of the welds that I seen that needed completed still. Don't really want to weld these right now because it's tarps right here. I don't want to burn up the tarp. You know, see there's a lot of still welds I need to finish on the back sides. But when I do a lot of that touch up, all the rigging, motor will be pulled off the boat. I'll take the rigging out, so I can turn it on its back, upside down and everything, and make sure I get all the welds I didn't finish finished. But it looks pretty good, guys. And then when we get our bottom bar in for the rudders on the bottom, our other piece of 3/4, everything else is half. Well, we got 3/4 hoops, half, and these are 3/4 for the rudder support. But once we get that bent and welded in there, then I will take another piece of conduit and run it down to that, and it'll kind of look like a diamond. So I think that's where we're at with it today. Not sure. All right, you guys, so that's where we got with it today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. It means so much to me. If you do me a favor, smash that like and that subscribe button to help me get to 1,000 subscribers, so I can keep videoing this stuff, building this stuff, doing what I love to do. And I love that you guys took your time out to watch me today. You remember, there's Zach's old rigging from the budget build video. If you haven't seen that, go watch that. We did a lot more fancier bends and stuff on that boat, but this one here, this is a race boat. It's being built as a race boat. Light, simple, straight, clean, and that's what we're going for. So we're not doing nothing fancy on this. When you go fancy, you know, it adds a little bit more weight sometimes, because you got to put in more bars and add more metal by rolling the bar than if it was a straight or 45. So for this one, it's a race boat. We're keeping it light and simple. And when we go to run this one, we'll do a lot better footage of this boat actually being ran after it's been done. Again, I've never built a boat that's porpoised or hopped. So thank you guys again for watching. Remember, you guys are watching Bucks, Ammo, and Arrows. This is a YCF Airboat production, Young's Custom Fabrications, right here in Central Florida. Thank you guys, and until next time, I love you. Jesus loves you. See ya.